Mergers and acquisitions are currently at an all time high, be it the likely merger of Zomato and Blinkit or a little unlikely combination of Ola and Avail Finance. Companies are teaming up to increase efficiency and to expand quickly. And the latest merger to hit the town is INOX and PVR. Wondering why these two rivals are merging? Welcome back to Revolution Read On, a daily podcast where we break down one story from the world of business and finance. Click on the subscribe button to never miss an update from us. Here's your story for today. PVR and INOX are the top two theatre chains in India. While PVR has 871 screens in 73 cities, INOX has 675 screens in 72 cities. But the pandemic has made them unlikely companions. No matter how much you miss theaters in the pandemic, the empty theaters missed you more. Result: both companies have seen massive losses over the last 2 years. Thanks to COVID and OTT, the way the world watches movies has changed drastically. In such a scenario, movie theaters are finding it increasingly difficult to attract the crowd and stay relevant. Hence, the merger. The merger is a share swap deal, another recent trend which will see INOX investors get 3 shares of PVR for every 10 shares of INOX they hold. INOX promoters will have a 16.66% stake in the new entity, while PVR promoters will have a 10.62% stake. How does the merger help? Well, it will create the single biggest theatre chain in India with over 1,500 screens and a 40% market share. Meanwhile, the other chains like Carnival and Cinepolis only have about 400 to 450 screens. So, PVR Inox Limited, the name of the new entity, which will have a market cap of 21,000 crore rupees, could become a monopoly. It can use this power to leverage lower rent options, get better properties, and source more food and beverage options. In total, the synergy of the two theatre chains will lead to a benefit of over 150 crore rupees. Secondly, this will help cut down costs for both theatre chains. They won't have to spend extra money on expansion. In fact, since the two big sharks no longer have to compete with each other, they may increase the prices of tickets and the already super expensive popcorn and other theatre food. Their gross margins on the food and beverage options are extremely high, as much as 75%. This is exactly why even Cinepolis wanted to merge with PVR. But it seems like Inox won the race. The happiness is visible on the bourses. Inox shares are up 20% and PVR shares are up 10% since the announcement was made. Even though the deal could possibly create a monopoly, it may not need the Competition Commission of India's approval, according to Ajay Bijli, who will be managing director of the new entity. And I quote, councils have advised that the merger proposal with Inox does not need CCI approval as both of us were shut for 2 years due to the pandemic and companies' turnovers were impacted, which exempts us from the CCI purview. End quote. Now, many believe that this merger or one like it was a long time coming. The pandemic has only helped it along. With the growing prominence of OTT services, the theatre chains had to make some moves to stay relevant. But are mergers the only way out? Instead of just focusing on expansion, they could rethink their entire model to stay relevant. They could experiment with launching yearly subscriptions that could allow people to watch a certain number of movies like Movie Pass. They could host special screenings that focus on building experiences that can't be found elsewhere. There are still people out there who crave the whole theatre experience, and by catering to them instead of alienating them with high prices, theatres could still survive the OTT era. Long story short, sometimes the most common solution might not be the best way out. But we are no crystal ball gazers. The Inox PVR duo seem to be in a very lucrative position. Will they become an iconic pairing or a flop show that fades away into oblivion? Only time will tell. Let us know what you think about the theaters versus OTT war on Twitter at readon_in. And that's your story for today. Thanks for listening in. Make sure to follow this podcast if you aren't already. We'll be back tomorrow.